In keeping with PNC Veterans Day program tradition, we're going to now have the reading of our veterans' names that are from both past and present. And the gentlemen that will be coming at this time to read those names are Mark Smith, Professor Mark Smith, who is a former Army specialist. He served 2 years active duty from 1971-1972. He's currently the chair of the Department of Computer Technology and Engineering Technology. He's also Associate Professor of Computer and Information Technology. Also, Professor Tony Sindone, Tech Sergeant in the U.S. Air Force for six years. He did 5 years active reserve from 73 to 84. He's a continuing lecturer of economics. And also we'll be having Jim Stemler. He's the corporal. He was a corporal U.S. Army for 2 years active, 4 years inactive. He is currently the LaPorte Veterans Foreign War Post 1130. I'm not sure what your title was.
Commander.
Commander.
Yeah.
He's the commander. So please make these gentlemen welcome as they come to read our veterans' names. Thank you.
While we honor all veterans today, in a special way, we want to recognize the members and friends of the Purdue University North Central community. Gerald Adank, Cory Allison, Dale Alspaugh, Joseph C. Anderson, Katie Anderson, Wally Arndt, Jim Arnold, Thomas Banner, Eric Beebe, Eric Bell, Terrence Bennett, Kevin Biertzer, Joshua Birchfield, Gilbert Bond, Eugene A. Borolov Sr, DeAnwar Bradley, Tamika Braxton, Harry Buell, Jerry Burke, John Burnett, Dave Cadwell, David Callahan, David Cardimen, Richard Carlson, Michael Cisarik, Robert Clough, Chelsea Clover, Dan Coates, Amy Cocanour, Ray Cohen, Nicholas Collins, Nicholas Cress, David Cross, John Daly, Jack Daly, Thomas Darnell, Natasha Daugherty, William Davies, Walter Day, Stephen Day, Travis Durr, Joel Deal, Richard G. Dona, Dr. Harry Dworkin, Heather Evans, Cameron Phelan, Brittany Florence, Jim Foreman, William R. Fuller, Richard Gagnon, Richard Gardner, Gary Gardner, Thomas Glenn, Lana Glorioso, Ian Gonsarik, Kate Gonzalez, Michael William Gorman, Tom Gorley, Toni Greco, Andrew Green, Phillip Grigalanz, Jory Grillo, Carl E. Gross, Kurt Hager, Brandon Hagerman, Theodore Roosevelt Halleck, David Theodore Halleck, Jeffrey Halter, Jesse Hamby, Mark Hartman, Phil Hartman.
Thank you, Mark. Once again, I am honored to read the names of our local veterans. Before I do, though, I want to say one thing, playing off of what Joey had said. My dream is that someday we will live in a world of peace, where our sons and daughters, our grandsons and granddaughters will no longer have to pick up arms to defend our freedom. And I would like to redefine the name the term veteran as one who gives service instead of armed conflict. But in the meantime, until that day occurs, I am grateful for those who have stepped up, raised their hand, and had said that they were going to make our freedom their personal responsibility. Richard Harwood, John Herman, Jacob Hibbard, Jim Stemler, Thomas F. Higgins, Kyle Higgins, Harry Higley, Todd Hill, Larry Holt, Jeffrey Heumann, Benjamin Ingram, Thomas Ingram, Joey Jones, Brian Jones, Druman Joshi, Don Joswiak, Kifundo Conchueri, Tyler Carnavas, Benjamin Keller, Andrew Ketchum, Willie Knox, John Colsett Jr., John Colsett Sr., Aaron Landrum, Jay Lantis, Glenn Larson, Matt Larson, Jim Lehner, Sarah Lonergan, Claire P. Long, Tim Long, Eduardo Lozano, Frank Mancuso, Tina Markley, James R. Martin, James M. Martin, Arthur Martin, Richard Marvin, Doug Masterson, Frank Masterson, Sarah McClure, William McGinnis, Connor McGinnis, Thomas Patrick McGinnis, Louis Medina, Jonathan Medley, Blake Miller, Daniel Mills, Brian Mills, Ted Mills Sr., Ted Mills Jr., Blair Milo, Tom Mize, Stephen P. Moore, James E. Moore, Rich Rosinski, Sylvester Rosinski, Larry Rosinski, Brian Rosinski, Patrick Mulcahy, Lucas Newhold, Paul E. Newman, Christopher Naker, Amy Norris, Joseph Naufel, Bradley Olson, Keith O'Quinn, Alexander Osinkarski, Tony Pelagallo, Dustin Patrick, Scott Pilath, Dwayne Perez, Gordon Doc Persinger, Jeffrey Phillips.
First of all, I have to salute all of my comrades in the room today, every one of you. Your names were read, and I'm really proud to be here to do this. Secondly, this is awesome, and I have to thank Chancellor Jim and Mary for always knocking on my door. I look forward to this every year. And prior to coming to this room full of people, I left an auditorium full of 6th graders. Now you want to talk about a grown man crying and getting hugs. That was, well, my Walging brothers and sisters, we were there. How about it? The greatest thing. So it truly, truly is an honor to be here and see our young people that recognize veterans. Every one of them just about raised their hand because they have veterans in their family. Every one of them. And they ask really, really good questions. So thank you very much for having me. Javier Porras, Christina Porter, Vincent Porter, Eric Prosser,
Aaron Rattigan, Robert Ream Sr., Dennis Reiser, Brad Raminga, Amy Richmond, Samuel Richmond, Samantha Ryle, Dr. Thomas Roberts, Ray Rosenbaum, Burton Ruby, Mariah Rumpel, Anessa Salat, Ali Sandifer, James Richard Chabowski, Gilbert Schur, Ryan Shush, Robert F. Swartz, Richard Swartz, Kim Shipes, Jonathan Seals, Darren Settle, Richard Sexton, William Saber, Brad Sheely, David Schur, Aaron Sims, Tony Sedoni, Anthony Sloan, Dustin Smith, Leo Smith, Marvin Smith, Derek Smith, Mark L. Smith, Steve Smut, Jack Spees, Matthews Spalajoric, Eric Stallworth, Marthy Stegel, Timothy Stevens, Chad Stroud, Rick Boyan, Sasha Struble, Orville D. Stewart, David Svetanov, Jeff Swain, Karen Sylvia, Aaron Tabor, John Tomzak, Ashley Vance, John Wading, George Watkins, John M. Weber, Joseph Werner, Mike Wheeler, Michael Whistler, James Richard Whistler, Jonathan Wilhelm, Kenneth Williams, Sherman Wise, Sarah Wooden, Aaron Warachek, Kerry Worthington, Jason Ray, Thomas Wright, Emily Wyatt, Matthew Zemirski, Patrick Hilty, Frank Rooney Jr., and Fred Duttlinger.